Well, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 45 of our weekly Dungeons & Dragons game. I am your host, and I am joined by 4 lovely players today. Hopefully more will crawl their way out of bed, but in the meantime I am joined by these lovely 4. Amazing, Pez. I don't know how I knew without even looking. But it is I want to start out with a couple things. First off, no episode next week. I have been forbade from doing so because I have to do something called rest, and I don't know what this is, but I will figure it out. I'm having surgery on Tuesday, so I need to recover, whatever that means. I am so yeah, we're not gonna have an episode next week. I might stream, we'll see, but I'm not gonna. D&D takes a lot of planning throughout the week, so I'm not gonna put myself through that. The second thing is, if you're watching the stream, and I think I only told Danny about this, I was gonna tell the others, I forgot because I'm dumb, but in the bottom right of my stream I've got a little gold.
Don't talk about my friend like that. You're not dumb.
I've got a little.
You're a human and make mistakes.
Gold tip thingy. My surgery. If you do !Orky, it'll tell you all the information. But I have my surgery on Tuesday. Whilst my insurance is covering most of it, it's not calling all of it. Luckily, my family has been super helpful in supporting me and financially as well. But I told them I would do what I can to help raise funds for my own surgery. So I hope no one feels pressured or anything like that, but if you want to donate to support me, all that money will go back to, well, my parents are paying for the full thing, so directly go to them, but it's for the surgery. So surgery deductible is going to be $4,800, so if you want to support, it's there. And all that money will go to offsetting the costs. If anyone has any questions about that, that'll be in the chat. But yeah, that also means, though, once this little fundraising thingy is done, I have set up the tip page, hopefully properly, and hopefully it doesn't dox me. That's the question we're all going to find out. I think it won't. I think we'll be fine. But yeah, if you do donate and it doesn't notification, let me know, because that's not my fault. That is my fault. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work, so fuck if I know. Let me make sure I have everything here. Yeah, okay. It should be, yeah, that should be fine. It should work. But yeah, there we go. All right. So with all that, I don't think we have anything else. I think we are good to begin. Last we left off, our team had ventured into the cursed city of Pelosia. They had attempted to clear out a magic shop and recover whatever items remained. They were successful in this, but they they underestimated, rather, the amount of visitors that would find them in the end. At the end of clearing out the magic shop, they were met by a pale woman. She had beautiful clothing, but what was most noticeable about her, the two pointed teeth. Our members were mostly successful in resisting her charms, except one. As they returned back to the city, they checked in on a place that the vampire had made note of. Inside were a collection of friendly undead. Those who weren't under the spell of whatever was going on in the city. These groups of undead offered their assistance and intend to meet them at their villa very shortly. The group made their way back to said villa. All had a lovely meal provided by Mothman, and one by one fell to sleep as they dreamed. Worry. You feel ever knowledgeable about the moon's position despite the clouds overhead. Like it's calling out to you. Like he needs you. And each moon has the same feeling tied to it. You think back to your day, almost subconsciously, and the woman you met who saved Zara and Althea, there's an energy about her that is reminiscent of Noctis. Whilst it's not the same, and it doesn't feel identical, there's something that is sort of familiar. Go ahead and roll me a religion check.
Okay. Religion.
You recall during the conversation and afterwards that the woman made reference to Stephanie, the goddess who is often called the Queen of Hades, one of the various hells of Phobos. I'm going to DM you her page. This woman that you had met mentioned herself as some sort of practitioner, follower, it's unclear, of the goddess of winter, the goddess of the harvest, the goddess of undeath. This woman seemed to despite again, not being identical to the energy you sense from Noctis, gave an aura similar. And it is as you think about Persephone and you think about what you know, it clicks. Persephone is said to be the symbolized by Noctis. Now you know, especially you, that there is sort of the personification of the moons, which is your goddess, but then there's also the three gods who are symbolized with the moon. And as you think about it, that's sort of the distinction that you're feeling here. It wasn't a physical connection of energy, it's more so your brain subconsciously made the connection and are now realizing that, yes, she is a practitioner of one of the... Oh my god. Vanny! Holy...
What?
Shit!
What?
Holy shit!
I'm sorry. I should have waited. I'm sorry.
Holy shit!
That made
Vanny.
the entire screen go. Like, the entirety of Twitch just went then. What the fuck?
Yeah,
You didn't get doxxed.
Okay, good. Does it say Owl Odyssey on the payment thing, or does it say my dead name? Which one?
Owl Odyssey.
Perfect.
Owl Odyssey.
That is amazing. That is amazing. I'm really glad to hear that. Thank you. But, holy shit, Vanny. Thank you. You're amazing.
I had to test it. It's my job.
You didn't have to test it with $100. Holy shit.
That's the perfect test, right? That's how you test stuff, right?
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, Vanny. I appreciate you so much. No, you're perfectly fine. It's the one alert that I have left on for my my stream in terms of sound. Everything else for D&D is quieted, but I felt it was perfect for this. Anyways, or you would know this to be different, like I said, from the goddess that you're familiar with. As I think I talked to you before about how in Greek mythology Artemis was the goddess of the moon, but there was a literal personification of the moon as well.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the connection that you were making, and you start to think, I guess it makes sense. A god of undeath looking after a bunch of friendly undead. But it's interesting to you, there was something...
Well, one of the things I first thought of is when was like scythes are often what some would consider a Grim Reaper's weapon.
Well,
A guard of
you say that?
Hades could have that.
Well, actually, you want to give me another religion roll? I don't typically like making you do it, but I'll mix the two.
Okay. Let me roll again. Let's go. Ooh, you better.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So let me tell you what you know. So as you're thinking about the strangeness of there being a scythe, your brain starts to think about the word Reaper and how is that relevant here? What is the sort of connection? And then you remember from a book you might have read, and it is here. Actually, you know what I can do here? I'm gonna put in chat the different couple different links here to the so if people want to look at them. I think usually I could put them in the Discord as well. I could do that. I'll do that as well. But you think to it, and you think about the Reaper. Now, the Reaper is what is believed in most faiths that you ever encountered, even though you haven't been amongst the cultures here, even where you were from, the spirits that you spoke to still spoke of the Reaper. He is seen to be sort of the antithesis of the pack, whereas in the Feywild, the pack is who ferries the souls of those who have passed, typically Fey or animals. They are said to ferry them across the Feywild and carry them. The Reaper is seen to be the same, whereas the Reaper will ferry those along the Styx, which is a river that, as you recall, is said to flow through all of the plains. It's a sort of are you familiar with the word psychopomp?
I'm familiar with it, but it has been a while.
Okay, perfectly fine. So, a psychopomp is someone who ferries souls. There's a lot of different mythologies who, like, Hermes has it in some regards, but basically, it is said that the Reaper will help carry the soul. So when it is, and you're going to have more knowledge of this based on where you've lived, sort of being the sort of opposite of the Shadowfell. But it just said generally when a soul dies that isn't going to the Feywild, they'll go to the Shadowfell. They are said to be then ferried by the Reaper. Now, it's kind of unclear. There's not a lot of it's not something you've ever seen directly with the pack, and it's not something you've ever seen the process of, because of the sort of it's a secretive nature. And even when you go back to think about it, you still have almost trouble specifically recalling the information. It's almost like it's shrouded in its own secrecy. But let me just make sure I'm telling you the right. No. Okay. So essentially, you're because of that high roll, I'm going to give you a lot of information here. But it is said that when a soul dies, it is either pulled to the Feywild or to the Shadowfell, right? And it's unclear how long and how far it is ferried. There's sort of like a, does the Reaper take them somewhere in the Shadowfell, or does the Reaper take them to their final place, right along the Styx? So it's sort of a mystery in that regard. Sorry, my brain is slower today. I didn't sleep great, but my point stands in that you know the Reaper to be the psychopomp who carries the souls at some point to their final resting place. Now, whether that is somewhere within the Shadowfell where they are then sent onwards, or they are ferried along the Styx to their final resting place. That is where that uncertainty is. As for the Feywild, it's the same thing and the same uncertainty. You don't know how far the pack and their underlings essentially carry their the soul. I've sent you the link there. Sorry, that was a weird roundabout ADHD thing. My poor brain. Okay, let me get a drink of water. Right, there we go. So after the soul dies, it is carried by the Reaper. It's unclear whether that's all the way or it's just some regard. But people who have had essentially near-death experiences have reported seeing the Reaper prior to their death, as almost like waiting for them. But it's one of those things that, despite how many people die a day and where you used to live, you still don't know the information that you seek. However, with a 23, you would know that Karen isn't the he used to be the only one who was ferrying the souls. However, the Marinloth have seemingly taken that job since then. Perhaps he was overwhelmed by the number of souls. Perhaps, it's unclear. And who are we to sort of dance in the sort of mythos of the gods, right? And that's where that sort of lies. So when you think about the Scythe, and you think about that, you think about the Reaper, Karen, and the Marinloth, who are the boatmen. You think of the Styx, the mystical river that flows through every plane. But it makes you wonder, is there a connection? Is there something along those lines? So whilst that connection, Floor wouldn't have that connection of Reaper to Hades, per se, because it's not how that's here. You are right in that the boatman does exist. All right. Any questions about that? Because I know the pages aren't explicitly sort of...
I don't think I have any questions right now, but if I think of any, I will ask.
But yeah, as you sleep, you are thinking of that. Hez here? Okay. As you lay down, sort of memories of the day sort of flash through you. That gorgeous woman that you met. You think the magic shop? And it's here where you start to think about magic. The magic that you've experienced in your life. You start to think back to all those moments in your life raw energy bursting as you lose control of your anger. And there's a question you pose to yourself of, what is this? Why? You see yourself back in the bar. Just before you are going to take the sip of that beer. Time almost stops all around you. And you're sat there, able to move, able to do what comes next. So, Paz, I ask you, what do you do? As you are there in that bar, frozen in time, the patrons all stopped, not moving all around you.
She's just gonna look around confused. But inspect, I guess, around the room?
Give me a perception check.
Perception.
You look in front of you. See the strange stone creature in the middle of serving a drink to Zara. You look to your left and you see the raving madman talking about the end of days. There's something about him that you quite don't understand. You see various undead faces. No one really standing out. As you turn more and more to search your surroundings, you see the woman who helped you. Her long hair coming into an ombre of pink. Those glowing pink eyes and long ears. As she sits there, observing. But what is most noticeable to you, my dear, is the tiefling sat at the table with the woman. And as you look, the woman isn't frozen in time. She sat there, inspecting you. Seems that of everyone in the room, you are the two that remain. What would you like to do?
Blair stands up and makes her way towards the tiefling.
Is now that you recognize who this is. You've seen this woman before. This woman, she's... Where have you seen her before? And then it clicks. This is the woman who was in the tavern all the way back for Belosia. It's Most unnerving. What is she doing here? How did she get here? She smiles gently as you approach. I had wondered if you were going to come visit. What? Cat's got your tongue?
What's going on here?
What do you mean,
Why
my dear? Nothing wrong.
being frozen?
Oh, that. Right. She snapped, and sort of the bar all around you remains as it was. It returns rather to as it was. There's a weirdness about it, though, as if you were to look at any of them close enough, they're almost robotic and fake in their movements, but they're moving, they're going about their day, they're talking, and if you were to try to listen to what they're saying, you notice that it's just essentially garbage nonsense. It's almost unnerving in some regard.
Stop that, please.
Stop what? You're not making any sense. Are you?
What are you doing?
Like I said, all of this, it's... Oh, I didn't say it, did it? See, my point is, well, this isn't real. It's just a figment of your imagination is probably the best way to put it. I sort of... Well, I figured, why not use just one of your memories to relive the conversation?
That's a pretty bad memory of what happened straight after that.
Right. Right. She snaps her fingers again, and you're back in once again. That, not where you were having the mushroom drink, but rather the place you originally saw this woman. Here, I put her picture in the chat for you. She looks around. Is that better, my dear?
A little bit better.
It's weird being back here. And as you look around, you see Zara at a table. You all sat in front of a fireplace, speaking to this woman. And you see faces you haven't seen for some time. You see Galen, you see Korvar. People who you originally set out with to talk and adventure with. Faces that you begin to realize were fading from your memory. You've been so busy, so non-stop. It's weird to think that it wasn't just the six of you as it is. But as you sit down and the sort of chatter around you is unnerving is the word I'm looking for. It's enough that it gives you the sort of almost facsimile of a tavern. It's like a backdrop, something you're not meant to pay too much attention to. The band on the stage playing a tune that is slightly out of focus. But it's better than being where you were and what happened there. She looks up at you, putting a bit of a pink strand of hair behind her pointed ears. The sort of gold jewelry that decorates her body, clanging slightly against each other. Or looking at you. Was that better for you?
A little bit, yeah.
Good. You missed your opportunity to speak to me today, and I figured it was best I make amends for that.
Why are you here?
Well, that is a good question. Look.
Athalia crosses her arms. I'm listening.
You are important to me, my dear. I can't quite go about that too much at the moment, but it is important that you understand that I have a vested interest in looking over you. You are slowly discovering something about yourself, and I fear that may alert people.
Alert people to what?
The music loses that sort of jovial tune. The people around sort of blur almost with the chairs, the tables, the drinks. Almost as everything is losing focus. And even if you were to focus on their faces, that's smeared almost. Like, the expression isn't there. As the woman looks at you, her golden eyes flash a little bit. Growing up, you were told to avoid magic. Am I correct?
Yes.
Smart of your grandmother.
They never explained why, though.
Look, I can't go. The more you know, the more likely to do something stupid. I've watched you amongst your life, and you have very often made decisions that put yourself in danger.
That was one time.
It was literally today.
Okay, 2 times.
Why are you here? This cursed land. What does it bring you?
I want to help.
Noble. I admire it. Where I reside, it's very often you don't see that sort of kindness and caring. It's flickers of hope and crushed dreams and fear. So much fear. Look, your grandmother was right. Avoiding magic would have been the safest thing for you to do. But it seems that magic didn't want to avoid you. Your bits of rage, it's not a coincidence that you lose control of the energy around you. If you truly want to help people, perhaps that energy is important for you to tap into. But you start down a path that in which your patronage is going to catch up to you. Those who seek to use you for their own machinations. The lights around you start to dim, and you can only really see the people around you if you focus. The peripheral vision, it's almost like they disappear when you're not looking at them. A nervous look overcomes the woman's face. Like I said, there are things at play here that will catch up to you. And I can't interfere. Not really. Hell, I'm not even really here right now. Obviously. I have commitments to certain people that I have to uphold. All I can do is guide you, Elvia. It would be wise of you not to return home. Do you understand?
Why?
Eventually, I am sure you are going to want to go. To visit your loved ones, your friends, the place that you grew up, but I must insist you do not. You understand? If you are going to continue down this path of magic and tapping into your natural energy, you can't continue. You cannot return home.
Fine. Athlea is like clenching her fist at this point.
There's one more thing that I think you need to be aware of. I was hoping you wouldn't get involved with it, but I suppose that is the nature of who you are. I can't quite go into it, but it would be wise of you to heed the warnings of those around you. That man in the bar yesterday. Now, I cannot confirm whether what he is saying is justified, but it may be wise that you look at it, consider it. And as to some of the papers you picked up from that strange... I don't even know what he was. The headless man? You carry papers with you that I think would be quite relevant. Keeping an eye on. There is something coming far, far worse than you even going home. Whilst that is a thing that I am not ready to deal with, this is almost guaranteed. Things are already in motion that have been planned for a very long time. If they were to happen, a lot of people are going to need help. You would be wise to use those around you to assist you. Do you understand?
Yes.
There is a mostly burned note that I believe you have. Look upon it. Share it with those around you. And heed the warning of that man in the bar. Things are coming. Before I go, is there anything you need of me?
No.
Good. Hope you don't get caught in what comes next, but just know that I am watching a lot more than you think. I would ensure you that you don't meet an untimely demise. Stay safe, Alfia. And remember what I said. The world sort of fades around you and you're sort of stuck in a almost dream state. Left in your thoughts of everything around you. too soon fall asleep. Zara and Fess, you were the first two to wake up. As the day slowly comes to, is there anything you'd like to do this morning?
Zara checks her pack first, as she does every morning, for
The item.
yeah.
Bess would probably go down and check the garden.
All right. Let me. Where did I put the bastion orders? Was it down here? I guess it must have been. Oh no, I put them in here. Yep. And then where are they? Oh no, it must have been.
Up your butt.
Excuse me. Dumb. Wait, what? Oh, here. Yeah. Okay, so it was the 10th that you get your last bastion order, so the next one you get is the 15th. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're gonna head down to the garden, and the individual who came to assist you, let me, I have their name here. Whispertoad, the tiefling.
Mm-hmm.
The druid who is assisting you sort of in I believe he was assisting. He was between the farms, but he looks to you. Oh, I've noticed something interesting.
Yes?
My magic is able to handle some of the afflictions that are occurring within the food.
Oh. Only some of them, though.
It's interesting. Because I'm noticing two things across all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's strange, but I've done a few things in testing and used a bit of my magic to speed up the growth of a few things, but the seeds from the plants that we have I've been testing with, those who have recently bloomed and I'm able to collect seeds from, whilst occasionally are infected with the similar sort of conditions that occur upon the various other farm plants, I'm able to stave that off. It's almost as something, the sort of newness is able to protect them. Oh, at least for a while. Something hasn't affected them as much. I don't know if that helps you.
No, I feel like that could be helpful. I will talk this over with my fellow companions. This is very interesting.
Yes, whilst it may not be the greatest of crop, I think it's certainly a good sign that we can do something about it. Right. I'm gonna keep that in mind, though. Okay, I will do what I can.
Absolutely.
Would love more things to taste with, but I know that's a hard ask. So, if there's anything I can do, please let me know, and I will continue to ensure that food that we grow here is safe to eat.
Yes, please do.
Mm.
Obviously, securing, if we're going to spend any amount of time here, securing food that nourishes and does not diminish our capabilities is very important. So, anything and everything you think of and can do, please continue to do. And yeah, I'll definitely take this to my companions, and that is good information to have.
Excellent. Are you staying safe? I hope you were all okay.
We're going to do the best we can to stay safe while resolving the issues of this land and hopefully retrieving what we came here for.
Good. Well, I will not take any more of your time, my lord, but if there's anything I can assist you with, please let me know.
Absolutely. I appreciate all of your help.
Right. Anything else Zara would like to do? Oh, no, go ahead.
Sorry,
Fess.
then Fess is just gonna kind of like sit in the garden and kind of just center themselves for the day and just enjoy the peace of quiet space in nature-ish.
All right. Zara, anything you'd like to do?
The item is still there, I presume?
Yeah.
Okay, she takes a deep breath, puts the item back in the bottom of her pack before neatly packing her things.
Right.
And then she'd head to more common area.
Well, the group of you sort of together, and Mothman has done the damnedest to make a beautiful little breakfast for you of the sort of limited food items that you have. I believe I said you had mostly, what was it, grains, I think? Do you remember? Did you write it down? Because I did not.
I don't think we wrote it down if we talked about it as far as what arrived.
Okay. It probably
Mostly grains, probably a little bit of dried fruit and...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could probably... It's probably grains, probably pumpkin, apples.
Betty, bring a chicken.
Yeah, and figs. Okay. No meats. So,
No meats.
we do not have the meats.
No meats.
All right. As you all sit down, why don't I open up that? Give you guys the house. Where's the house? Where's the house? There's the house. 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 Oh, look, you're all set at the table already. Prim is asleep in the sort of study area. Mothman enters as you guys are sort of eating what is essentially just oatmeal with a little bit of dried fruit. He kind of looks at you all expectingly, like, did you like it? I started essentially. He kind of like waiting to see your reaction.
Views some meat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mothman,
This is lovely. Thank you.
I don't really eat much meat, so I'm fine with this. Thank you very much.
You guys took all of the rations last time, right? Or did you leave some here? I can't remember. Was it you took 40?
I thought we left some here for the staff.
Yeah.
You took everyone to 10, right? So
Yeah.
what? I fucking was gonna make note of that, and then I didn't.
I remember that I only took like 3.
All
But
right,
I
we'll say
don't know how
okay.
much.
I'm gonna start keeping track of that, but there we go. Right, so Mothman has all cooked you up a little bit of a nice meal, and you see Jerry's like picking at some like grain seeds, even though it like doesn't need to eat.
Mm-mm. I mean, better than being stuck in a wine barrel. Oh, Jerry.
Yeah, that was
He says.
interesting.
Thirsty comes in. Oh, is Althea here? I don't know if Althea's here. I think she had to pop to the loo. I will wait then. She's got a couple of books. She sits down at the table and starts eating. Lavetta looks around, kind of unsure of what's wrong.
Flora is just yawning a little bit
Hmm.
because I am.
So, as the party eats, you all collected a large number of items last time.
Mhm.
Various different magical artifacts and such. Would any of you like to try to decipher what they do?
I did want to look more at the crow coin that I had found.
Okay. We can say that, like, as you're looking it over, we'll say that's your sort of, your short rest during as you're eating.
Mhm.
Let me just pull up the stats for it. It is okay. To which I need from you an Arcana check, unless you're using an Identify spell.
I do not know identify.
Okay.
So, Arcana it shall be. Oh, no.
You don't really. You're kind of looking at it, and you're like, what do you do with this thing? But
flips it a couple of times. Plays her, just decides to play around with it because she's like, I have no idea what the hell this does.
Can I have a look at that?
Yeah. I don't mind.
Like it's shiny.
It is in fact shiny, and Floor is flipping it up in the air.
Yeah, and I have my appraising eye, which, as a reminder,
it's basically Identify.
yeah.
Well, as you're looking at this, you realize there's a magic to it. You realize that it's got something about it that is interesting in terms of the spell. It's got a sort of conjuration bit about it. And as you're looking at it and sort of inspecting it and looking at it and determining what it does, you determine that if this was thrown on the ground, a swarm of crows would appear. A swarm that you can then control. And you can be aware of anything that they can see and hear within a mile of you. Be able to control this thing. And, yeah, that's kind of what you learn about it. So I will put this in, give you access to the item.
That's kind of like clicks their beak a little bit. Immediately covets this.
Make murder bigger.
and like looks over at Ori with kind of like I want.
Yep.
So this basically can summon a murder of crows, and it would be very helpful for seeing and hearing at a distance. Would you mind if I kept it?
I mean, I guess not. It was just shiny.
Bess immediately like tucks it away. Like, my precious.
I put it in the thing for you there. It's in the sidebar of your items.
Yep. Pull it into your inventory and I will remove it from mine.
Yeah, please do make sure you do that. I can't keep track of that. Thirsty kind of pops up a little bit. Is there anything you want me to look at? I can possibly maybe figure it out. Any items that you guys found?
I mean, everything else that I found was layout, so.
Okay, cool.
I don't know about what everyone else recovered. I'm pretty sure that's important.
Yeah, I don't remember what I recovered either.
I don't think I have anything.
You all right? Well, all right. Here we go. This is why. This is
Now-
why I
now
write
we-
it down.
Yeah,
This is why I write it down. I have it down.
We definitely
Alright,
had more things because there were
Here you
wands
go,
and
team.
necklaces and door knockers and books.
Here you go, team. All right. I realized I put Well, I put your guys' usernames. Okay, so Vanny, you got a cookbook.
Oh right,
you've
I
already
got the
identified,
notes
I think.
and the blue book. Right.
Did I put this in? I don't know if I put this in.
I did not. I remember to write down the books because they got given to me.
I think you used Appraising Eye on the book already, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Was it the book of the notes book or was it the blue book?
No, the cookbook.
Right. Yes, because
Yeah,
it's here.
I handed
the
the other one
cookbook.
to you, I
Yeah.
think, because I was
I
like,
had a
this is
moon on it.
immediately something. Yeah.
Okay, I'm giving you guys access to that. I think I forgot to give it to you, so.
I'm gonna, while you're thinking about that, I'm gonna take out that cookbook actually and like wave Mothman over.
Mothman kind of jauntily makes his way over and looks at you with a tilted head.
I'm gonna offer him the book and be like, do you think this would be of any use to you? Can you understand it? And
he looks down at it and he smiles and nods. And he like kind of like reaches out his hand to see if you give it to him.
yeah, fully open palm hands, just offer it up to him.
Okay, so let me just double check with this too. Okay. Okay, so he kind of like looks through it and is like looking at the different the different things, excited and whatnot, and he kind of flips to a page and he points at it, and you see there's this thing about like using monster meat in your recipes. Here's how, and he like kind of points at it to like show you and like of like, hey.
This is something that's possible.
Yeah.
Interesting. I bet that has an interesting flavor.
Yeah, so basically the way this thing works is if
Opportunistic feeder.
if you include meat from an aberration, beast, dragon, or monstrosity, not only do you get more rations from it, but you can also, if they are a creature of a challenge rating 1 or more, which is pretty much everything you guys are fighting now, you get you eat one of the rations, you'll get a bonus to your attack and damage rolls.
Nice. Okay. That's great. I would keep that in mind.
Yeah, so if you just want to skin a dragon after you're done, I'm sure it's...
Fess is going to be like hoarding meat now. Bringing
the
it
last
back to
campaign
Mothman.
I played in gave me shit for skinning a dragon because they're intelligent creatures, and is it really right to do it? And I'm like, I'm making armor from it, so it's fine.
If it's dead, it's not intelligent anymore.
Yeah. Not an intelligent creature if you're
'Cause
dead.
Yeah, because also, I mean, all like some level of intelligence,
Right.
It's funny to me because I'm the vegetarian here, like making this
Yeah.
joke. But like in D&D, the dragon hide armor is like some of the best armor you can get, especially at the lower level. So, all right, perfect.
I am
All right.
removing the cookbook from my inventory. Also, I still have the blue book in my inventory, so I guess if I haven't given that to Floor yet, I will now give that to Floor. Which
I
the
think
description
you-
I had was blue book with crescent moon, wearing a cap and a star hanging down. Give to Floor ?
All right, yeah. If you want to put blue, you just want to put blue book with the moon on it. Ori.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else want to try to figure out some stuff that they got? I don't know if Pez is back yet.
Oh, I also have notes on Voidstone, notes about Layite and the Voidstone. I probably would
given
give
to
those
Ori.
to Floor as well.
Yeah, I think those were already given to Floor, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, good. Then I will remove them.
Am I right, Ori, that you got the notes on
Yes.
the... Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I do remember receiving the notes.
Perfect. All right. Anyone else want to try to figure out some of the magical items? Now's the time to do it. Going once. Going twice. As a reminder...
I'd start looking at the blue book, but
okay,
probably
we can do that in a
wouldn't have
second.
any time
Emelina,
to...
you have 4 different rings. Pez has a good number of things as well, but I think she stepped away to go to the bathroom.
I know Shan had a pair of platinum rings. I don't know if you want to play that out.
1 second. What'd you say,
Sorry.
Emelina?
I don't have it in my inventory sheet. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Here we go. I'm going to send you the list of things. You can ignore the AM. That's just me putting your name up next to it.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I'll look at the rings.
Okay.
Just
Just
one
pick
by
one of
one?
them. Yeah, we'll do one by one then. So the... Okay, let me... My notes don't make sense. What the fuck is soft DD? What the fuck is that? Soft titty.
Okay. Raft, as in ring of.
Yeah, it was
Really?
Raft DD.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, if you want to be a soft DD,
I think I have an idea of what that is.
You might, because if you figure out what I'm getting a lot of these things, you can figure it out pretty
Oh,
quickly.
Pez also got an arrow that I was interested in, but I don't know that in character I would have seen that.
Yeah, I would wait until Pez is back, and then you can. She's still muted, so I'm assuming she's still away, and then we can go from there. All right, let's look at these rings here. First question, Zara. What is Zara's intelligence?
Oh. Let me look. Oh Lord. Wait, where can I see the actual school? Oh, there. 13?
Okay. You spend a little bit of time looking at this thing, trying to figure it out. And whilst you don't really know how magic necessarily works intrinsically, you're able to figure out that, like, with this little item here, if you were attuned to it, you can make a magical little finger appear. It's called the Ring of the Distant Digit.
Oh my god.
Let me
Flipping everyone off!
I guess you could put it on your little finger. Let me put this, give you guys access for that.
Anyone who wants to give Zara shit now just gets a magical finger.
There you go.
Hey,
Whoa.
Whoa.
Please.
I think there might be a
bad
small
Lovetta's in the
problem since,
too bad
yeah,
Lovetta's in the
doghouse.
Here you go.
The dog is in the doghouse. Oh dear.
That's the item. But yeah, basically, if you attune to it, you can cause the finger it's on to become like ghostly and translucent, and then you can conjure it and move it 30 feet, allowing you to push, poke, press, tap,
Or flip off.
Which as a rogue is probably very useful. So there you go. If you want to attune to it, you have to do the normal attuning rules. So, but you can go ahead and make sure you change that name in your thing to it.
I didn't have it in my list. Should I add it? Because there's like a different thing for attunement. So maybe I shouldn't add it to my character sheet?
No, it still
You should
works.
add it to your character sheet.
Yeah, in your items, and then you can make it say attunable on it.
Yep.
There.
All right. I assume Floor and Zara are just going to keep trying to identify these magical items until just for the day, because you guys are waiting anyways for the Caravan. All right. Let me get the name of the blue book. You would think that I had this already and set out. There it is. There it is. Okay. All right. You take a short rest, Ori, and you immediately are able to determine what it is for. This is a journal of dreams. This allows you to if you are when you have this on your person, in fact, since there's no attunement to it, Ori would have had this journal, right?
Yeah, I had it at first, but I think we can just say that Ori, I gave it to Ori yesterday.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I think so, but I can't be 100% sure.
Yesterday is in the previous day in game, like before we slept.
I got you. Yeah. Excuse me.
Being clear.
Yeah, you see written out in here is the dream that you had last night about the moons and remembering your day. It's weird seeing it written in sort of a long form, but it's your dreams. But yeah, there you go. You have now in items. It's called the Journal of Dreams.
Okay, cool,
is
yo.
that for chat. I love using Griffin Saddlebag. They're awesome, guys. If you ever need like items for your D&D games, they posted on Reddit. They've got an Instagram as well. Highly recommend. But yeah, basically what this does is when you sleep, it'll automatically record your dreams, and then if you are cast and targeted by the dream spell, you can choose to transform the dream into one of the journal. But both people who do so must be willing. I.e., like, you would have to have a friend cast it on you, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where are you sat at the table? You are... Oh, you're right next to Cersei. Cersei would kind of look up at that, and as you're looking at it, and kind of like, what's that there?
It's actually an item that records the contents of dreams. Apparently, this is in fact the dream I had last night.
You see a sort of quizzical look on her face. That's interesting. Cool. Very interesting. Cool. There's sort of like a pause on her face as you're talking about dreams and whatnot. Right. We'll go. Is Pez back? She might have fallen in. She might have fallen in.
At this point, I'm starting to wonder.
Yeah.
Which ring do you want to do next? The just the AS one? Zara?
Yeah, just the next one.
I bet. Let me pull that up. Right, go ahead and give me a Arcana check.
That'll be so good.
Arcana.
Nice.
You try to figure this ring out. It's a bit too complicated. It just looks like a signet ring to you. You don't really get what sort of magical use is to it. But yeah.
She just shrugs. Like, nah, whatever.
Okay. Floor. Do we have Floor? Any other things that you want to look at?
The only other item I have is the notes, and that would be something I would do in the study.
Okay.
Because we have a general idea of what it's about already.
Probably like quiet
But yeah.
space to like spread out and scribble and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Cersei looks up at you. I forgot to mention, Pons Charon came to me, the individual who's been helping you with the ley line situation. I started to look through the library here on answers, but it's quite a tough problem that you're dealing with. I figured it might take some more time and a larger collection. If I had access to the archives in Belosia, that would be excellent.
Yeah, I think that's... Wait, Didn't we think that the archives were in the upper city?
As far as I understand, the archives are in the lower city. It was the whole reason I came here in the first place. It's right along the wall.
Okay. Which wall?
The inner wall. The inner wall.
Okay.
Beyond that, I didn't have too much information. They generally just gave me a basic sort of near the center of the city on the lower part. Against the wall.
Yeah, because I think someone else wanted to see the archives. I don't.
Well, that would be
I do.
Charlevoix. She had requested you all, I believe, to collect some of the books from there. But
yeah, I think that was on our list for one of the next places to attempt to reach.
Okay. The only concern I have is it's gonna be a large number of books. You're gonna have to pick and choose which you bring, or procure a cart and attempt to.
Oh, that reminds me. We need to talk to everyone, don't we? Looks at party. About our new allies.
Oh, yes.
And some of the things that we're going to work together on, like researching the plants, right?
Yes. And securing like a travel a method of travel between the city and here. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I guess
Forgot about that hand.
yeah, I guess we gotta like everyone together in an area of the mansion and kind of talk to them about what happened in the city.
Percy looks at you. Mothman can go get all the workers. Do you want them here as well?
Yes, absolutely. Everyone.
Yeah. We'll need to inform everyone of at least the basics.
Yes.
Right. Cersei kind of just looks at Mothman. There's sort of a pause between the two. There's a pause between the two, as almost if they're communicating, but no one's saying anything. Mothman nods his head, and you see Mothman sort of walk on out. And soon enough, I'm just gonna grab a few. I'm not gonna grab each and every token. I'll just grab a few basic ones here. At least I thought I had a few basic ones. Where the fuck are they? Whatever, I'll take this. And then just put them down here. Let me grab. Excuse me. Come on. There you go. Okay, that'll do. I'm not gonna. Alright. You give a lot more people than this, but you want them to all cram into the.
No, I was thinking going to the
Oh, I can't see.
the spot where the spot in the winery itself with the where the carts would have unloaded.
All
it's a much larger space, but
we'll say as your meal comes to an end.
Yeah.
You make your way down there. I'm not going to load up the thing because it's a pain.
Yeah.
Everyone's gathered. You've got a good number of people here now. You've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Yeah, you've got 10 people here plus Cersei and Mothman. So, who are the, non-players right now, but they're kind of all gathered and look up at you all sort of expectantly. Oh, wait, actually, wait, sorry, Pez is back. Let's go back to the dinner table, see if Pez wanted to do anything. Pez, was there anything you wanted to do during the morning breakfast?
Evaluate that magical arrow thing you found.
Any of your magical items, you can try to identify a few of them.
I'm gonna try again with the amulet.
Okay.
She's still very curious about that necklace.
There it is. I gotta remember what this is. Right, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Arcana.
Corner. Oh, no dice. You get 3. What did I say, 2 or 3? You guys did 2 magical item identifications?
Between 2.
Yeah. And okay. So yeah, you get 1 more if you want to try to go for the amulet again. Or you could try something else.
I'm gonna try something else.
You've got the lion thing. You've got an arrow and a wand.
Arrow and the wand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at the arrow.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, I'll try. Come on, laptop.
No dice.
Oh no. Your digital dice hate you today.
They hate me.
Dice.
We can try later.
Alright. Is there anything you wanted to talk to the team about before moving on from the breakfast?
No, she's still in her own thoughts about the conversation she had in her dream thingy.
Okay. So Althea kind of seems out of it, guys. How you handle that's up to you. Right. We go. You've got the 10 different people in front of you. It's
I've got that.
Ori's got that dog in them.
Eggenbork?
The people kind of look at you all expectingly.
So, while we were in Belosia, we managed to meet and make some arrangements with a group of that we are going to be allying ourselves with going forward. They are going to be. They've been
Like
living.
resistance.
Yeah, they've been living within the city of Belosia. Essentially, they are people who have been freed from the magic or whatever was chaining their reason. They're no longer bound to serve the Baroness, who seems to be one of the major players in Belosia that is controlling the undead. So these people are undead themselves.
But they completely have control of their own wits and call themselves unshackled.
Mm-hmm.
Because they consider themselves to have been shackled before, and now they are free of that. So they're gonna, they've obviously been unliving here for a while, and they are willing to help us kind of resolve this issue that they consider to be a curse that still has a grip on most of the city.
There's a bit of whispers amongst each other, and people seem a bit...
There are two main ways to be able to tell if one is a member of the Unshackled. They recommend looking to the eyes to see if there's some sort of clarity there, semblance of thought. Many of the shackled themselves, the ones that are still bound, they have a vacant look. They don't have any decisions within their own movements. They just follow orders, whereas the Unshackled have all of their they can make their own decisions, and many of them since there are many varying types of undeath, there are many different forms of it. Many of them have found ways to curb the destructive or hungering natures that their undeath may usually be ascribed to. While we were within their settlement in the city, we did not come under any sort of harm. They will be. We are looking to have them send a group of scholars, and I think they said they had some seeds, right, Fess?
Yes, they don't have much use for them themselves, but they have communicated that they do have a certain amount of seeds that have been stored away. So that is one of the ways that they're potentially going to be able to help us, is maybe secure some more ability to grow our own food that hopefully is free of the blight that has afflicted so much of the land around here, which obviously would be a very good idea for us to have access to a food source that's unblighted.
Their people actually subsist on a strain of mushroom that they grow within within an area that they have taken care of by the tenders.
Which is actually interesting, because I think to some degree they believe that mushroom might actually have helped them to curb their desire to feast on living beings. So it helps them stay unshackled, I believe, potentially.
Though the actual action of being unshackled is more akin
Something
to
else. Yeah.
more akin to a ritual. Um,
From what I understand, yeah. I guess we don't
You
really know.
mentioning that, there's sort of a... Whilst there was sort of confusion and possibly worry, there's a lot of looks of now... Some people understanding, some people sort of thinking to themselves. Emmanuel, the leader of the defenders that you guys have had here, speaks up. So I am to understand that they're not quite unlike ourselves. Once overcome by carnal hunger and rage and serving a master that we barely knew, all to be freed through our ritual. They're not quite different, are they?
I would suppose not, based on your description. I don't know anything about the people of Lumbine and or the ritual you go through, because I wasn't there.
We
Yeah.
were all
We are
once-
newer.
Yes, of course. We were all originally shackled, I suppose, in a way, to hunger, the animalistic nature of us all, and it was through Lyra, our protector, and the help of druids that through our lunar ritual we are able to not lose control.
I'm gonna want to know more about that ritual, but that can wait.
Of course, your allies have seen most of the area to understand the pools of moonlight, and of course the druids who helped keep us safe.
Moon. I drop on the moon myself, but not in the same way the druids do.
So I am to understand that they are to come here, as you said, as sort of a trade.
Yeah. So they are willing to assist us both in establishing this route between our two settlements, as you were, as it is, that so that we can safely pass to and from Belosia, and basically have a small place that is a settlement that is safe for us within Belosia to essentially foray from, and as well as they are sending the seeds and a group of knowledge seekers or researchers to assist us with researching the blight and and if we can reverse its effects or stave off its effects,
as well as potentially like locate where where this might be coming from and see if we can get at it from the root of its cause.
Well, we will I am sure that I can calm the worries of those who may not agree, but I should warn you, I believe talks were beginning with Sanctuary, and they are, as far as I understand, not like us. Perhaps their response will not be as kind, but I am happy to ensure that the people here behave.
We can also maybe take it slow, and as they prove themselves capable allies, potentially, hearts can change and minds can change as to that. But we can also maybe make certain areas off limits so that if people are uncomfortable, they can retreat to those areas and not have to encounter our new allies if that makes them uncomfortable.
Whilst I understand the sentiment, I worry such segregation could be harmful.
Detrimental in the end.
That's fair. I more meant to just allow space.
I think it may be best that any allies we accept to stay at the keep understand up front that we are going to be working with a group of undead that have been freed, not unlike not unlike you all, because if they can work through it's not really a misunderstanding, it's a work through the misconception that that everyone is it's so hard to put into words. I don't like it. If they can understand that essentially these are two different factions within the undead, just as you are separated from your still wild brethren, that is, they need to have an open mind, essentially, I suppose.
Well, like I said, I think the members of our town are going to be far more understanding than those who have not gone through a similar process. So that is something to keep in mind, I suppose, for you all. But I will do my best to communicate back with Lupine to speak with them and inform them, especially because I believe they were attempting to send members from Sanctuary here. So I shall do what I can to ensure the diplomacy.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Of course. Yes. As the people sort of spread out, the druid who you were speaking to earlier, Fats, comes up to you. They don't want to cause trouble, but undeath, it is the opposite of what we preach, I suppose, in druidism.
No, so the thing with undeath is not something that these people chose. It's also something that sometimes occurs semi-naturally, at least I think. But I understand that druids seek to protect the natural order of life. Yes? Or in the world of nature?
Yes.
So one might almost say that undeath falls outside of that. At least a little bit. Because it is both a magical phenomenon and sometimes a curse. Because it depends on the person, it depends on the if these people if summoned, it depends on what the summoner is ordering them to do. Sometimes, like, undeath itself is not necessarily an evil thing. It does seem to go against the rules of nature, and it does it doesn't necessarily align with them either, but it also isn't something that they got to choose.
Alright. It will take time, but please don't fear me causing any trouble.
I appreciate, and I know you're going to end up working with them pretty closely, and if there's anything that we can do to help the group of you, please let us know.
Bows his head and heads and walks away.
Fess is gonna stop him for just a second. This, I read in a book once, and sometimes this happens in the Fey Wilds. There's a fungus that occurs in nature that is designed to target a specific type of insect. And once it's infected with this, its will is not its own anymore. And the idea is to cause the insect to go to a place and die, and the fungus develops inside of it. And this is nature, this is natural, right? But the way I'm looking at it is like these undead in the city are infected like this, and they did not choose it. The will is not their own, and they are being driven by the will of another. But these unshackled have somehow managed to free themselves, and though they are still undead, which would be an unnatural state in some minds, this is better than them still being shackled. And they are trying to make the best of what they have. But be good people. And I think they deserve that chance.
Then I shall give it to them.
Thank you.
I worked hard with the Physic clan to assist in freeing their people. You are right. They did not choose undeath. They are not complicit in their own demise. So I am happy to understand. Agree. Thank you.
Thank you. And good luck softening the hearts and minds of those around you.
And thank you for the work you did with the Physic clan, helping
Yes.
the people of Lumbine too.
Of course, it seems to me that you do not know the story.
No, I do not.
We came from a different plane and arrived here suddenly,
tilt their head.
and we're still trying to find our footing here.
That is interesting. Your allies may have more info to share, but the people of Lupine, they were under the control of whomever, and my people who I work with, the druids, my fellow druids, We answered the call. We were all called by the being that protects this village, Lyra. Big dog with a sword. Very powerful creature. She somehow freed herself and called to us to help free the Lycans, so...
But I wouldn't be able to learn more about that.
Well,
Curiosity.
You're always welcome to visit. It seems your interest in the moon goddesses, would be appreciated there. Many of the people, in Lumbine, or Lupine as it's known now, they, worship the goddess, as without her intervention through the lunar sacrament, none of them would be free. And it is the pools of moonlight that decorate much of the village, places of worship. I do believe we brought some moonlight as well. At least I brought a little bit of it and have placed it in a bird bath for people to worship in somewhere in here. But it is sort of the sort of rough leftover of the sacrament itself.
Okay. Perhaps at some point we should dedicate a space for people to
I think that would be
have their time with their themselves and their religion.
Whilst the moonlight is nothing like the pools in Lumbine, the energies within even such a small amount is very interesting. Should you make a space for it, I'd be happy to move that, and if you wanted me to get more, I'm sure we could send the cart and horses and procure more, or even, well, I would be remiss to say I do not think we can commit the sacrament here, but it would be he didn't say sacrifice. My brain said sacrifice when I meant to say sacrament. The sacrament here, as the sapling of the world tree is in Lumbine, so we would have to. I suppose we could grow one here.
The question would be: is if it were possible to take a cutting, would we be able to grow it properly here? Both in part because of the blight, and in part because is it even possible to take a cutting of a world tree?
Well, yes. The Dentris, the main world tree, is back home for me. Beautiful, beautiful tree. But its saplings do exist. We brought a cutting of it and grew a branch of it within Lupine. But I should warn you, the thing about cuttings of a world tree, if they are mishandled, mistreated, neglected, they grow into a wicked, wicked tree that
so we don't want to try and do that while this blight is still here.
Well, we were able to do it just fine.
Yes, but you also had a lot more people to tend and care for it.
I do have a question. Do you think it could help clear the blight at all?
Well, what shall I say? The trees around Blue Pine, and especially around, where we've done these rituals, and the tree itself, it's lush, it's gorgeous, it's healthy. Like I said, there are things that can assist magical energy, typically of the ley lines, can assist druidic magic. But if you were to mess this up, you would destroy this land. The blight would be the least of your concern.
Yes. You certainly have the most knowledge about the tending and care that would be required for this. Would you be willing to speak with us more about this? Perhaps another day. My head is. There are so many things going on in my head, and you just reminded me of something that we have access here to it, but I don't know if would be safe with how raw it is.
Whatever.
Are you thinking of the energy?
Yeah, the outcropping. Where the energy spills forth.
Yeah.
I can hear the saying in the lines. It's beautiful.
You have leyline energy here, but perhaps. But I would need more assistance, and that would most certainly mean I need to get more druids here, and whilst we're limited, as I'm sure you understand.
Yeah.
Much of us are
Absolutely.
dedicating our time to releasing the beasts.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly understandable and very needed and appreciated work as well.
Yes.
I would be interested to see if Sanctuary has any druids. We don't have too much information, as we only learned of their existence not too long ago, but it is possible. As to the raw nature of the energy, well, some say the world tree is built on a convergence of ley lines, but it's possible. It would be possible, but perhaps when things are a little bit calmer.
Calmer. We've got at least a slightly steadier food income, so that we can afford to house and keep more people here on the premises. And probably having to expand at some point.
Yes,
I
believe
a mansion
some
and
of
a
your
winery can
workers-
only provide so much.
The workers were looking to construct a wall, I believe. But if you need more housing and whatnot, I can speak to them.
Yeah, I think the wall it will be the first priority, just for defensive sakes, since we do want to. We are still very close to a hostile place. But housing would be probably the first thing after the wall.
I'll send word to the druids to see what ideas they have. There's possibilities of more powerful druids being able to maintain it, but it's a wise idea. I don't wish you to put yourself down. But yes, I will have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
Is there anything else you need from me?
I can't think of anything.
No, I'm good, thank you.
You all return back to the mansion, the main villa. Everyone doing sort of their own thing throughout the day. Which brings to me, what would you guys like to do?
Floor will be in the basement. Now she's got 3 different types of layout in addition to the pure. I'm kind of just looking at the notes on the void stone and making her own notes on the layout and what she can discover of it.
Alright, did you want to roll anything for that? Like, what are you trying to look into, I suppose, specifically?
Probably mostly about ways to channel the power in the layout, like refine, or
The layout or the lines?
Right now the layout, because the lines, I know I need more protection, and I haven't discovered a good way to do that yet.
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana roll.
We are rolling shit Arcana today.
You look at the layout, and you realize that the sort of magical energy that's within it is a set pattern. It's a set sort of matrix, right? You can't necessarily change it, but you can certainly amplify with it. So it would require the right sort of positioning and not too much into it. So you'd imagine if you're going to use this to channel energy, right, you could likely mix it with things, but you would need a lot of it, essentially, almost like a Rube Goldberg machine of different lasers all the way up, essentially. But it's an amplifier. But Cersei comes to you later throughout the day. She lays a book down and shows you. I am sorry to bother you. I found this about stone circles. Druids and especially ancient cultures used to use them. They are said to channel ley line energy. Perhaps that is something. It is not much in this book, it's a passing mention. But if you were to get more information whenever you go to the archives, perhaps stone circles are your answer.
Okay. Jots down a note, but stone circles, find more information. And then also writes down again her note about the plant from the Feywild that
Mm-hmm.
that she recalled as an idea. Okay. So many things, so little time, so much knowledge required.
I think it's lovely. I love learning things. It's great.
Curiosity is both one of my strong points and one of my weak points, I feel.
She kind of looks at your notes. What's this note? And she picks up the one on the void stone. That's interesting.
That's we found that's in the magic shop. When we were there. I'm working on comparing some of the studying the layout itself and how it works, and comparing and then looking at the notes on the voidstone and seeing, like, since the voidstone is
like an
said to be
antithesis.
the antithesis, it instead of amplifying it, it literally voids out the energy in a way.
Could you use that as sort of a stopper?
A dampener?
At the end of your...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking or hoping, but the problem is being able to find or create this void stone, and how I would have to go about that.
You probably wouldn't get enough to use for protection around the edge, but you could use it at the end of your concentrated flow to fracture out a certain number of placed void stone across, I suppose, the ceiling. Could fracture that energy so it doesn't, destroy everything. It's possibly an idea.
That's another idea.
Don't wish to step on your parade.
No, the void stone in concert with the plant that I know could be grown along the walls may actually work very well for a dampening to put a stop to the energy, or at the very least minimize impact.
Yes, but the energy after you focus it, what are you going to let it just... What's the plan?
That's I'm still working on that part, because I'm not sure what I want the energy to... I would like to be able to focus the energy to create a barrier to almost reflect or protect from the effects of the blight. In a way, my inspiration is kind of like, I don't have a way to so like the not quite like the shield spell, but a very similar kind of idea, but much larger and almost instead of instead of protecting you against an attack, it's protecting against an effect. A little more similar to Dispel Magic in that sense. I'm sure there's probably some sort of divine magic that's probably a closer estimation of what I'm looking to do, but I don't know divine shit.
Well, I wish you all the luck. I will think about it. If you find anything that you need me to go through, I'm happy to help.
Thank you, Cersei.
Bows her head. Pon's Charon speaks up. What you are suggesting is almost like the spell Private Sanctum, if you are not familiar.
Hmm. No, I haven't heard of that before.
Aberration spell. It can protect an area. Whilst it doesn't necessarily prevent magic from entering, it does protect against divination spells, as well as lie. People can't see through it. No one can teleport in and out. It can't even travel the planes. It sounds like quite of what you're looking for, but you could just refine it against the blight.
Mm.
Whilst I don't have the incantation myself, sure you could find it.
Yeah, it might be something that we can locate at the library in the archives, perhaps.
Hans nods his head.
We didn't find it at the magic shop, and to be fair, the magic shop was mostly for magic items, not for magic itself. So archives, or if we can find another place that the magically learned of the city gathered.
All right. Well, you work on that. The rest of the team resting, relaxing. Zara doing anything particular?
Zara is checking the outside.
Okay.
Checking the area.
Investigation.
Getting her eye on weaknesses and her usual, oh my god, are there people around?
Yeah, give me an investigation, because I think that's a little bit more in depth than perception. Yeah. Your number one goal right now would be getting a wall up. You have the hill, you have the advantage in that, but a wall could ensure that, people don't come up said hill. Beyond that, the wall possibly, the big Bolosian central wall, you could possibly get view on of the villa. But you have quite a good spot here if you just use it properly. Essentially a fort on a hill.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Zara, realizing that, would find a piece of paper and a quill or a pencil or whatever they would have.
Would be, an ink and quill.
Yeah, and start sketching.
Okay. Alright. Althea, what is Althea doing? Dink dunk.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. Athalia is going back through those letters and stuff that she found.
Okay, well, let me pull it up. There you go.
Thank you. Specifically the burnt one, so.
I mean, you have two of them that are
Oh, yeah.
burned. But Althea is in the library working on that. When, everything is, Cersei comes up eventually and just starts going back to maintaining the books. What's Fess doing? Is Fess with Floor?
Fess would probably be in the same room as Floor, like kind of partially listening, but since they haven't mastered Belosian yet, they probably would be studying the two books and trying to get a better grasp of Belosian.
Alfia, is there anything in particular you focusing on here? Oh, because I might be able to guide you, but especially if she's not looking at telling other people right now.
She's focusing more on the wording of the, which one is it? The wording of the when the light of dawn meets the demon's door. And see if she can.
Okay.
Yeah. And see if she can find something in the library at all.
Okay. Give me an intelligence check. Or, well, no, investigation. Well, whatever you want to. Investigation probably makes more sense.
Let's see. Yeah, no, investigation would be better. Anyway, please, I swear,
You flip through it, but it's... You don't really find anything on it. You do notice as you're kind of thinking about all this, it's... all of them sound very prophylatic. Like they're riddles or poems, almost warning. I mean, you got one that says, death may rise again. You got another one that says, when the light of dawn. You got another one that says, wolfmen come among the forests of elves. Like, you've got different... Oh, my music stopped. But you've got different sort of almost warnings. But you don't find a book on it. Your library may not be sufficient enough.
Aphelia's still just, I think, gonna just not brood, but think on it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see if she can think of something. Okay, who's in the room with her?
We'll say Cersei's in the room, and then Fess and Flora eventually come upstairs.
Aphelia might ask Fess. Hey Fess,
Yes.
have I read of these?
Happily.
Did they pop up when I showed you? Or, you know what? Fess might not have access. No, you do. It should be on your screen right now.
Let me look.
Oh, I can push it again. Bonk, bonk. If you go in Team Toast items, and go under literature as well, it'll be in Horseman's Paper and Diary.
Okay. Team Toast the chat. Sorry.
Nope. In the Roll20.
Oh. What about?
It should have popped up on your screen, Roll20.
It's not in the chat window.
Is it not in the... okay.
Anyway.
On the top right, go to click the book, not the stack of books, just the book.
Yep.
Search Horseman. And then you should just be able to see a few tabs. Click on Items, Team Toast Items, Literature.
Horseman Paper and Diaries.
Yes.
Why is it not popping up?
Maybe you already have it popped up. It's on stream as well, if you open up my stream.
Okay.
I'm gonna step away for a second. You guys can argue now.
Okay.
It's been irritating me since last night.
Hmm.
But I just keep on getting drawn back to it. And I don't know what
Okay.
it means. It feels like there's more to it, but I just don't know what.
Okay. Alright, I was able to click it open this time.
There we go.
And so I can read the death may rise again upon the black H. The land now theirs, covered in death, forever to stay. When the light of dawn meets demon's door, dark shall hunger evermore. Wolfmen come among the forest of elves, though burned their savior comes. Burned, I imagine there was
Yeah, it's a
something
hole.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it feels like it's talking about Belosia.
Yeah. I mean,
But I just can't
the
fit
situation definitely fits to Pelosia.
Because the death may rise again.
Mm-hmm.
There was all the dead people in the streets.
Yeah.
Upon a black H, I don't know.
I do want to point out, just so you guys know, the paper is separate for each one, like the different types of paper.
Yeah.
And the writing. So
Yeah.
you have 3 different things here. Whether or not they all go together or not is... You don't know. I just want to make sure that was clear.
Yeah.
But then, like, the last
Well, this-
one... This
yeah,
last
this
one, the
page-
Wolfmen come.
Yeah.
That could mean the village of the village we were at.
Yeah.
But
And we have elven druids, right? And then through whatever this gap is here, their savior comes. So there's obviously something they need to be saved from, right?
I mean, isn't the forest surrounded by something that we can't go through?
Well, I don't know.
When the light of... See, that's the one that confuses me. When the light of dawn meets the demon's door, the dark shall hunger even more.
Evermore. Huh.
Did you just say nevermore? Is that what you just fucking said to me, you crow?
I said evermore.
Oh, crap.
They said.
I might have said.
They said.
Nevermore.
The light of dawn meets demon's door. What's a demon's door? What door?
I don't know.
Light of dawn meets demon's door. The dark shall hunger.
It feels like a riddle.
A lot of it cryptic coded for sure.
This is the one that's making me focus a lot.
Yeah. Because it certainly sounds more ominous. Like, is the dark something we haven't encountered yet, or is the dark...
I just think we're going, like, it's going to... I don't know.
Like, has this already happened, or is it to happen? Is obviously...
Hmm.
Do I pick up any insights, Athy? Like, is there any role I can make to, like...
Where you're from? No.
Yeah. 'Cause I just, I'll keep these in mind for things we encounter in the future. Unfortunately, I think I'm too new to this realm, this area, to really have any knowledge to really do more than completely off the wall speculate, and
No,
don't
not
really
from
like
you.
to do that.
You've helped us as a lot more than me trying to ransack this library.
I will. Should we come upon the archives or anything, I would definitely like to help you look further into more information around these. It definitely seems potentially important. But as I said, as to whether it's something that has happened that could help us understand what happened, or something that will happen that we need to prevent, I could not do more than wildly speculate, and I feel that does more harm than good.
For that last bit there, the land now there's covered in death forever to stay.
Yes.
That's definitely to do.
That definitely sounds like the city we were just in.
The city we were in. So that is something that I feel like has already happened.
Potentially, unless the city is just a starting point and they mean to take over the entire land.
And with that, I'm going to end today's episode. As
Like, that's a poignant enough thing.
are stuck looking at these notes upon what they could mean, whether it's relevant to here or not. We don't know.
I would like to say that Athena sent me 2 gifts, and I do not like these gifts. What the fuck?
They're just evil gifts. It's fine. If you had paid attention to things I have said in the past, maybe you would know, but it's fine. Anyways.
I just forget.
Anyways, I want to do an episode next week. What you guys are saying?
No.
You need rest.
I will not come. I will just not come.
We will all say no to coming.
Fine. Okay, no episode next week, guys. There may be... I don't know if I'm going to stream. Probably not. I'll be around tomorrow.
I think you will be badgered if you try to stream.
Marvel Arrivals tomorrow, probably. Vanny, thank you so much for the donation. Holy crap, that's way too kind.
Absolutely.
But with that in mind, thank you so much for everyone who's watched, and I shall see you all next time. Oh my god, I will. He's not here right now, but I will set out a treat for him.
I'm about to say I've just spent a lot of points on that. You better.
I can refund it.
No, don't.
I think I can. Nope, I can't. Never mind. Alright, I'll go give this a treat to him. Alright. Well, lots of love, everyone. Chat, thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. And then probably no streams next week. Because snip snip. Alright, let's raid someone. Alright, who are we gonna raid? Who is live? Let's see here. Who can we? It's just all RP. It's all GTRP. Why do people GTRP? Gross. That was a dig at myself.
And
Well,
all of us, it's
feel
okay.
attacked.
And all of us, it's okay.
We'll go give Bumble some love. Guys, go give her some love, and then I'll see you all tomorrow. And...
Okay, bye.